In this lecture, I'm going to introduce you to a very useful tool for debugging React applications. This tool is currently available as an extension for Chrome and Firefox, and as a standalone app for Safari and Internet Explorer. So if you're using Chrome or Firefox, simply search for React Developer Tools. When you install this, you will see a new tab in Chrome Developer Tools. So here in our React application, let's open up Chrome Developer Tools. Here you can see we have a new tab, React. On this panel, you can see the tree of our components. So on the top, we have the counters component. When you expand that, you'll see a div, and below that, you will see all our counter components. Similarly, you can expand each counter component to see its content. So here we have a div with a span and a button. Now, why is this useful? Well, let's go on the top and select the counters component. On the right side, you can see the props and state for this component. So in this component, we don't have any props. So our props is an empty object, but our state has a counters property, which is an array of 4 objects. Let's take a look at the first counter. You can see the key is set to 1. Our props object has 2 properties, ID and value, and our state object has a value property, which is initialized based on props.value. So this panel makes it really easy to visualize what's going on the page, what are various components, what is the state of each component, and so on. We also have this search bar here. So if you're working on a complex page with several components, you don't have to expand them all here. You can simply search for that component in the search bar. Another useful feature here is this $R. So note that as I select each component here, we get this equal $R. What is this? Well, I'm going to select the first one. You know that in the first component, our value prop is 4. Now, if we go to the console tab and type $R, look, we get the instance of our first counter component. So let's expand this. Look at the props. Here we have an object with 2 properties, value, which is 4, and ID, which is 1. So with this $R, we can work with the instance of any components on our page. Let's look at another example. Here I'm going to type $R.render. I'm going to call the render method. You can see we get a React element, which is a plain JavaScript object. The type of this element is div. Because here in the render method, we are wrapping the content of our counter with a div. So that's why the type of the React element that is returned from this method is div. Now, this $R feature is not limited to React. We have something similar in the Elements tab, but a lot of people are not aware of that. So here in our Elements panel, let's scroll down, expand our root div, expand this again. Here's our first counter, find the button, select that. You can see we've got $0. Similarly, we can go to the console tab, type $0, and this returns that button element in the DOM. We can do something like this, $0.click. We can click the button, and now we can see the count is 5. Let's execute this one more time. Now the count is 6. So have React Dev Tools in your toolbox. It makes it really easy to build and debug React applications.